Charlie and Joe are just getting things set up. I think they're ready. Good to go, guys?
Welcome to a new look, Rusted Junk. We've lost a member. Dom is no longer with us. He decided to move on, which leaves just two. And then there were two. So now we have the US, the UK, and that's it. Joe, I have nobody else to back me up from the UK. This is fine, but we shall all get on. And like other things that are going on in the world, we'll all get on in perfect harmony on this recording. Absolutely. We've decided to change the format around a bit. So instead of talking about films, we'll be talking about, well, just things in the day, you know, trailers and things, stupid people saying stupid things, and just things in the news. Bit like what other people are doing on the internet. So we just thought we'd give it a try because Joe and I have some absolutely wonderful conversations. So we just thought, do you know what? It would have been great if we actually recorded that. And certainly we're going to be discussing the things that we are looking at today. So why not? So welcome to the new format. Hope you like it. Should we get straight into it, Joe?
Well, yeah, I was just going to say, too, that, it's a new format that we're doing, but we're also going to be reviewing movies still, like when we see movies, and maybe we'll review like how we used to with the past movies, too. But, and Dom isn't 100% gone. He'll be back at some point, I would say.
Yeah, he's always welcome.
You know, as like a guest. He's definitely going to be missed. I really enjoyed having him on the podcast, and who knows, we'll see what happens. But I'm looking forward to this new format. It's more of a little conversation. We'll try to make it more bite-sized as it goes on. I think this first episode might be a little longer, but let's get going.
It might be. Well, we're going to have a look at the Supergirl trailer. So should we watch it and then discuss it afterwards? Should we watch the whole thing?
Yeah, let's do it, because, I'd like to see it again.
Okay, all right, here we go. Let's have a look.
Hey, I was just touching base to see when you think you might be coming back. You know, I'm just worried that you're not going to find your stride here if you keep going off-world all the time, Kara. I'm worried you're not going to find your people.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, Clark. I have no people. Home is wherever you are, buddy.
As I walk this land of road,
Crypto and I at least had each other.
I have visions of
Honestly, I thought we were lucky. But luck, almost by definition, runs out. What can I do?
The Brickens carry the antidote on that person. He has 3 days.
You cannot give up on me.
It's the crime of the Yellow Hills. He murdered my innocent family.
Just do what I say. And don't die. This does not look like this is gonna end well. For you guys.
Stop. You're hurting my head.
now what becomes of the broken-hearted, who had loved us now departed.
Revenge. It won't take your pain away.
Your eyes are beautiful when you cry. A lot of pain, huh? A lot of suffering.
There is no home without you, buddy.
Aren't you the ditz from that dive bar?
Funny. That's what I've been calling you.
Touche.
Wow. Thoughts, Joe?
Yeah, so my thoughts about this movie, it's similar to the Superman movie. I wasn't really impressed with the trailers for the Superman movie that they recently had, what's his name? Corn something.
David Cornsweat.
Cornsweat, yeah.
It's a catchy name.
Yeah. It's just, to me, it's not my Superman, it's not my Supergirl. And I guess, and that's why they make it. It's because that this is for a new generation of people or kids that might be interested in Supergirl and Superman. But my problem is, let's start with Supergirl. Supergirl in this one, she just looks like a lush, and she looks like she's borderline alcoholic. And she's got no responsibilities. And that's not the type of hero that I think that kids would want to look up to. That's not the Supergirl from the comics. It's like, she's just very unappealing. And when I mention that word too, I think she's very unappealing. I think that she's not attractive. I'm probably the last person to be talking, but again, I'm not being paid millions of dollars to be in a movie either. She just, she looks rough. I don't think she wears makeup or anything like that. And again, that's not Supergirl. It's like usually mortals are impressed by her, her beauty and all that. And she's just like, looks like a slob. Like she just got out of the bathroom or, took a huge dump or something and just doesn't care.
Mortals were definitely impressed by Helen Slater, the 1984 Supergirl.
Yeah.
Yes.
And the ones that were in the TV shows too, they were. The one that was in Smallville she was smoking. But she doesn't really do anything for me. It's kind of like, I don't know why they're doing this. This is another issue too. Why would they start with Superman and then go right to Supergirl? James Gunn is now running the show over there at DC. Like Kevin Feige's running it for Marvel. And I think he's an idiot. Like, why wouldn't you go with Superman, then Batman, then Wonder Woman? And then if you want to throw in Supergirl, maybe in the 5th movie, you could do that. But I think that's crazy to go with Supergirl. I don't think this movie's going to do well at all. I don't want to hog this either. I started talking about the movie right away. And I guess I should have just said how I feel. So to make a long story short, too late, I would say that, I didn't like the trailer.
No, and if I was the director, Chris Gillespie, I'd be going, well, it's not the film I wanted to make, because it looks like James Gunn is the executive producer, the co-producer, the writer, pretty much everything apart from the director. So imagine a wall of James Gunn around the director going, well, I wouldn't have done that. Well, I wouldn't have done that. This looks like a low-rent Guardians of the Galaxy, including the trailer, including that first bit. The thing that bothers me is callbacks. That at the start of the trailer, that first ding, which they used at the start of the Force Awakens trailer, right? The Force Awakens trailer, when it came out, people were really, really, I can't wait. And then when that came out, that single ding, and then the blackouts, and then to Rey, and then you saw Finn, and then you're like, this looks incredible. This looks fantastic. I know you're a fan of Force Awakens. I'm not as much. I still think it's a good movie. But don't reuse it. Once you've done it once, don't keep reusing it. And certainly don't use it for this. Because it's a movie made for a millennial generation, starring a spoilt brat millennial, as far as I can see. It doesn't look like it's any... You're not endeared to the character. You're not... Because she's basically... She doesn't... You can't care about a character that doesn't seem to care about herself. Forget about the drinking for the moment. The drinking's not an issue, as many people who know me personally would know. But it's one of those things whereby it's just the attitude. It's just, and I'm like, it just depresses me, because yet again, here we are with an opportunity to create a really good story, and we'll do this in future podcasts, and we'll definitely have this discussion. Hollywood rarely makes something with a good story, and it all goes back to what Netflix's direction is about making films, which is, can you make films that are really easy to understand, that people can watch while they're doing something else? And that's where we are, Joe. If that's what the public wants, what the public gets, as the famous song goes, and it's like, this is what you get. If this is the generation like us that wants to sit down and watch a good film with a good story, such as Weapons. I think Weapons is fantastic. F1, again, Best Picture nominee. I know I'm getting off the point slightly, but it's relevant. F1 was a fun film. Top Gun Maverick was a fun film. Did it have a plot? Yeah, they both kind of did. But it doesn't matter, because they're having fun, they're putting visuals, they're getting you emotionally involved in it. You care about the characters, you care about, the people that they're representing. In F1's case, it's a globally loved brand, and yet they still managed, to make a film that's engaging. This one just looks like, it looks like The Flash, which looks like Superman, which looks like Guardians of the Galaxy 3, which looks like, and it's just a continuation of stuff rather than something visually that breaks out and go, that's it, I'm going to see it. My final point before we, discuss it a little further, I remember thinking that I was when Superman was announced and it came out in summer last year, I thought, I want to get on a plane and come and see you. Because, it's not just the photo behind you. I'm sure at later podcasts we'll be able to show you some of the other things. But you are Superman's #1 fan. And I wanted to sit next to you while watching Superman last year. And I'm so glad that I didn't, because we would have just both looked at each other at the end of it and gone, because that's where we are, Joe. Raise up the expectation and then be let down. And it happens way too much now, to the point where franchises, people are switching off. People are switching off from Star Wars, people are switching off from Star Trek, and people are switching off from superheroes. Because it's just formulaic nonsense. I don't... Jason Momoa is probably the highlight of that. He brings gravitas, he brings a bit of oomph to the proceedings. But, man, I'm just so disappointed.
I would have said, if you were sitting next to me during the Superman, for the first half hour, I was pretty giddy about the whole thing. I actually did like it. So I was and I was smiling, and I was like, this could actually be very good. But then I got disappointed at some point.
After half an hour?
About half an hour, yeah.
Right, okay.
This one, again, it's made for a younger generation, I'd say. But it's also, she just seems unlikable. She just looks like she's got an attitude. Like I said, she doesn't have any responsibility. She wants to go out drinking on all these planets. And from the last Superman movie, it seemed like her whole thing is that she had to go back to a planet that didn't have a yellow sun, because that's how she gets her powers, is through the sun, our sun. So she had to go back to a red sun, and so that she could become inebriated, because she can't do that over here.
Yeah.
Which again, is that your whole, if you have superpowers, that's what you want? You want to get drunk? I mean, and you want to switch all that stuff just to have a good time? I don't like the character, and I wasn't like that with Supergirl. And I'll say, even in the comics, though, she just was never an interesting character, because she's just basically a female version of Superman. And early on, she just was like a weaker version of Superman. And then as time progressed, she had to be like equal to Superman, and then more powerful than Superman, and all that stuff, as the times had gone on. But she never was successful in the comics, really, like Superman or Wonder Woman or Batman, because she just doesn't have an exciting story. And if you look at, other than Superman's powers and his suit, he doesn't have much of an exciting story either, like his comics. And that's why it's difficult for a lot of Superman movies, it's hard to find someone that's a good foe against him because he's so overpowered. And the other problem with this movie too is it kind of looks like a chick flick to me, and I don't know. And I think they put in Lobo, so that's the character that Jason Momoa is playing to kind of bring in the guys. And I'm a huge Lobo fan, or I was, like when he first Simon Bisley, who I actually saw a couple of weekends ago at MegaCon. I got him to sign a Lobo for me. He's from England, and he basically, I think it was him and I forget, the writer and all that. Like they redefined the character. They made him very badass, very like an anti-hero. He was Deadpool before Deadpool, like where he would break the fourth wall. He just would kill people indiscriminately. And that's kind of like how Supergirl is in this movie. He got drunk all the time. The whole thing is that was him. He was just a huge narcissist. That was from outer space, and he rode a motorcycle in space and all that. But for me, Jason Momoa looks spot on like Lobo. He doesn't sound like him. And how do I know what Lobo sounds? I don't think he sounds like that. I don't like the way Jason Momoa laughs. Like his laugh gets high, and I can't imagine Lobo doing that. Lobo's the type of character that you'd walk into a bar and he'd be sitting all the way in the corner in the dark. Everybody knows not to go by him, and he doesn't want anybody near him,
Right.
And that's not what Jason Momoa is playing. It kind of seems like he's a little bit more livelier, and to see him on the ground, I'm sure she just knocked him down at some point. Again, that's a message which I don't like to see. He's pretty badass. I mean, he'd probably kick her ass if they actually were in a fight. I just there's just something I don't like. I also mentioned to you about Crypto. Crypto, I felt like in the Superman movie, he was basically there to sell toys, and he's kind of like Grogu, like where the kids liked him, and he's adorable and all that. But he also, like Grogu with the Mandalorian, he takes away from the main character. The main character could be so much more badass if Grogu wasn't in that series. It just makes him too soft. Same thing with Crypto. Just makes him too soft. And in a way, it's just a distraction. I mean, they said there are 3 days left to save Crypto. I really hope he doesn't make it, to be honest with you. But that's never going to happen.
Well,
I can guarantee you.
Kill Crypto, yeah.
Yeah. And I can't even tell if this takes place before, because he looks pretty young. I know they show like when he's a puppy, but even when he's running after and he gets shot the first time, I think he looked younger to me. I could be wrong. So in that case, we know he doesn't die. But it's just, I don't like it. There's nothing in that trailer that I like that makes me want to go see it, other than...
I agree.
No, I was going to say other than, and I can't say, I was like, well, Superman's in it. He's probably going to barely be in it.
Barely.
I think Lobo's going to be barely in it. It's going to be basically two chicks going throughout the galaxy in some mission trying to save a dog. And I don't want to. I don't want to see that
the tagline, Joe. That's where it should be. Well, I don't know if you've read recent reports, but apparently the discussion over here in the UK, if you think things aren't getting more bizarre day to day, the latest one is, should dogs be banned from public spaces?
Oh, I heard that,
yeah, pubs, restaurants, all the places that are dog friendly. Well, that went down well, but you can go read that for yourself. Not at all. I was listening to a podcast yesterday whereby people who hadn't seen the original Superman movie went back and watched it. It was quite a long podcast. It was about an hour and a half. Certainly not most like our podcast, but now's a bit more shorter and snappier from now on. And they said the story in it is very, very basic, but the spectacle of it and the performances in it, and getting Marlon Brando £2 million for 2 weeks' work, not bad, nice work if you can get it. And Gene Hackman. And I didn't realise Gene Hackman and Marlon Brando were the headliners in that film, and Christopher Reeve was like third. But that aside, I would watch Superman repeatedly over a number of nights at the same time, and I would get the same joy out of it. There is nothing more joyous than that first bit, the first time that we actually see Superman, where Lois Lane is hanging out the helicopter. The famous line, "You've got me, who's got you," which is a fantastic line. Superman is gloriously well told. I don't think it's over the top. It doesn't have to be, because it's telling a story. Superman is vulnerable. Superman comes back. It's just perfect. It is pretty much a perfect film. Successive Supermans haven't really done much justice to it. I don't think anything's ever equaled that from Superman films. I think it's the definitive one. Supergirl, however, was a rolling mess of God knows what. And again, they got in actors of gravitas. They got Peter O'Toole and they got Peter Cook in there. Obviously known more to a British audience. Peter O'Toole, obviously more famous for Lawrence of Arabia.
And Faye Dunaway.
And Faye Dunaway. It's a mess, but it's a watchable mess. In the same way that Jaws 3 is a watchable mess. I don't know why I put that in there, but it is. There's joy to be had in going back to something. You go, I know this isn't well made, but I'm having fun with it. Now you could put in this film all the whizzy bang stuff and the new AI and effects and everything else, but if there's no substance to it, if there's no relatability to it, then it's going to do exactly what other superheroes films have done since Avengers Endgame. It's going to fall flat on its ass, and it's not going to make the money that it needs to. Avengers Endgame and Infinity War before it were water cooler moments. People chatted about it. People raved about it. People loved it. People went back to the cinema repeatedly. I know I did. I know you did. Went back repeatedly to watch it. More and more and more and more money. Why? Because did I really see that? I want to see it again. Do I want to see The Flash again? Yeah, I dip into it, but only to see Michael Keaton. I don't. The other stuff is just bobbins. But this is it. You've got a really, really, really good IP, and it's the same with the Batman. That 3-hour nonsense with Robert Pattinson, right? Oh God, you're ruining it all. For what? Well, for an audience that doesn't go to the cinema.
Yeah, that's the thing, though, that all these movies are made for a new audience, a younger audience, and they love it. Like, they love, like, the new Superman, and they loved Henry Cavill, too. And then when they watch Superman, when they watch Superman the movie and they go back to it, they're like, these effects are outdated. I don't know, I don't like this. And, I mean, a lot of them just can't relate to it. Some can. I mean, they like the character of Clark and Superman, but they can't compare it to Man of Steel or the current Superman movie, which they seem to adore, And it's always been that way. It's kind of like when Star Wars came out, the original trilogy, we thought was awesome. Then the prequels came out. We thought they sucked, but the new generation thought they were awesome. And they thought they were better than the original trilogy. So they're always going to do that. I mean, they have to make money, and they know they're not going to get any more money from us, so they might as well go after a younger crowd that will have substantially more income in the future and be willing to spend more while we're in our graves.
Well, the legacy is there anyway. Well, we might go and watch it and then cover it on here. We're not just going to be discussing things like this. We could be, as Joe said at the start, we're going to be watching films, certainly newer films. We'll always have a soft spot for the ones that we've done, and please go and check out some of our earlier work, as it is going to be known now. So let's do that. Moving on, Joe. Masters of the Universe. Should we watch it?
Yeah, sure.
I didn't even know this was coming out, to be fair. if I'm completely honest. It took me by surprise. Anyway, Joe, moving on. Masters of the Universe. There's a new trailer come out that's obviously expands upon the teaser trailer that was released a couple of months ago. Should we take a look?
Yeah, let's do it.
Here we go.
I know most of you don't remember me, but I know all of you. Even though I was stuck light years away on Earth, I never stopped trying to get back home.
Everything changed since you left.
It's all gone. Skeletor took my family. And he destroyed our world.
It's all my fault. I know how it feels to fail. Take the sword. And when you fall, that's your chance to stand tall.
This is my home. I'm gonna fight for it. But I can't do it without you.
Somebody wants to brawl.
I need every man, woman, or whatever that is.
You may have the power, but you're too scared to use it.
Trust me, I know how to use it.
You tell everyone that you're from another planet. It just makes you sound a little very crazy.
Wow. I'm calling it, Joe. I'm calling it. Sleeper hit of the summer.
Yeah, I think it'll make a lot of money just because of nostalgia reasons. A lot of kids back in the day really enjoyed, that movie. I mean, that TV show.
Got a bit of feedback on your mic there, buddy. Oh, and now there's no sound at all.
I took it off. I muted it.
All right, okay. So yeah, I'm watching it. What are your thoughts?
This was actually He-Man was after my time, so I knew of it. I watched a little bit of it, but I never really was a fan of it. But I know when it came out, kids were really into it, and those kids have grown up and they've had kids. So I'm sure it's going to be a really big hit just due to that. And we had seen He-Man previously with Dolph Lundgren when he did that movie. This looks better because I never really liked that one because he kind of came to Earth and it was just a really weird story. This one seems, even though he's on Earth here, but it seems like he goes back to, is it Eternia? I forget exactly. Yeah. Like they're hiding him from Skeletor or something like that. Hopefully it's good. And it looks okay. I think the guy could probably be a little bigger. Like he might have needed a little bit more time in the gym. But Yeah, I mean, everything else looks like pretty comic book TV show accurate, cartoon accurate. I'm trying to look at the cast here because I don't want to be mistaken. I think Jared Leto is Skeletor.
Right. Well, it's probably good that he's got a face because everything Jared Leto is that where he's not wearing a mask usually bombs. So.
Yeah, I was going to say he's like the harbinger of doom for movies.
He is, yes.
I have no idea why they keep hiring him, you know, or giving him lead roles.
My thoughts are, I remember the Dungeons and Dragons movie coming out a few years ago, starring Chris Pine.
Oh, okay.
A lot of fun that was.
I
wasn't expecting that at all. I wasn't expecting it. It was just fun. I enjoyed it, watched it. I've watched it a couple of times since then, and I've really enjoyed it. Lots of nice callbacks, lots of nice, to the original cartoon series, which I grew up with. And speaking of cartoon series, I did grow up with He-Man. We watched it all. We discussed it in school the next day. It was just one of those shows that made the list, along with, Knight Rider, the A-Team, Street Hawk, if I could say. But yes, definitely. This looks like the similar sort of thing. This looks like it's going to be just a good old-fashioned romp. I like the trailer. The trailer, without giving too much away, is really enticing. And plus, welcome back to cinematic music. Not everything has to be a song from the 70s or 80s in the background. Right, it doesn't have to be modernized. This is an old school story. Obviously, some of it's set in the real, present day, and going back. Amazing. Idris Elba's in it. I'm in. I'm 100% in. I will be watching this, and hopefully, even with your maybe withering praise on it so far, you might come along and we might cover it on the podcast, because I think this is going to do well in the way that Supergirl isn't going to do well. And I think, going back to one of your original points, the only reason Supergirl might do well is if it attracts the sort of same crowd that went to Barbie. But unfortunately, the same crowd that went to Barbie went there dressing up and went in pink, and the ladies of a certain age went and had cocktails, and then they went, oh, let's go watch Barbie, or let's go watch Barbie. Great, wonderful. Glad you did. I'm glad you had fun. Brilliant. I don't think Supergirl is the same type of thing. They're all sitting there with their pina coladas and, Long Island iced teas going, yes, so now should we go and see Supergirl? Yay, yay, girl power. Doesn't work. It's not the same sort of movie. It's not going to have the same $1 billion effect on it. I don't think this Masters of the Universe will take $1 billion. However, what it will do, it will, and I know I'm putting a lot just from seeing a couple of trailers, but it'll just give you a bit of hope. Perhaps there's something out there. I hope I'm not disappointed. I hope people aren't going to come back to this podcast, this recording, and then go, yeah, well, you were full of joy for it. Well, do you know what? I was. In an age of cynicism, I am looking forward to it. And it's for the film to let me down, because you've set my expectations and I'm in. There we go.
Well, I don't know. Hopefully it'll be good for you, but I have a feeling. I just looked at the cast, and that was indeed Jared Leto.
Right, okay.
I mean, we got somebody even just as bad.
Leto. Yeah.
We have someone just as bad that's also in that movie. Kristen Wiig.
Well, see, I know you're not a fan.
I don't like her, and every movie that she is in, she makes it worse by being in it.
Ghostbusters, Wonder Woman 84. Yeah.
Also, Anchorman 2, Zoolander 2. You can go on and on. She just is awful. I mean, I don't know why they keep hiring her. Again, I guess there are fans of her out there. Right. I just don't get her at all. I didn't see Bridesmaids, but I heard she was good in that, or was she even in that?
She was good in She was very good in Bridesmaids. Is a good film. It's got some exceptionally funny key moments that some of them are by accident. But yeah, I like Bridesmaids. Good film. But yeah, Master of the Universe, 100%. So let's see what it's going to do. Anyway, I hope you like the new format. Hope you like what we're doing. Please like and subscribe. Those subscribers that we've got, still keep with us. I know it's a different format, but trust me, it's going to be a wild ride. It's going to be good. So yeah, like and subscribe. Hope you've enjoyed it. See you next time.
See ya.